Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our English conversation practice. We're really happy you're here today. My name is Mia.
And I'm Daniel. Thanks for joining us. On this channel, we help you learn English in a natural, easy, and relaxed way.
Yes, just like a real conversation between friends. And before we start, thank you so much for your support. If you enjoy learning English with us, please like this video and subscribe to the channel.
It really helps us continue making more lessons for you. Okay, Mia, what are we talking about today?
Today's topic is something fun and very personal. We're going to talk about hobbies.
Hobbies. I like this topic already.
Me too. Everyone has hobbies, or at least something they enjoy doing in their free time.
That's true. And talking about hobbies is very common in English conversations, especially when you meet someone new.
Exactly. It's a great way to start a conversation. So, Daniel, let me ask you a very simple question. What are your hobbies?
That's a good question. My main hobby is reading. I really enjoy reading books in my free time.
Reading is a great hobby. What kind of books do you like to read?
I like novels, especially mystery and adventure stories. I also enjoy reading short articles online.
That sounds interesting. When do you usually read?
Usually in the evening. After dinner, I like to sit on the sofa with a cup of tea and read for about 30 minutes.
That sounds very relaxing. So you can say, my hobby is reading, or I enjoy reading in my free time.
Yes, both are very natural sentences.
My hobby is a little different. I enjoy cooking.
Cooking? That's a useful hobby.
Yes, it is. I like trying new recipes and cooking food for my family and friends.
What kind of food do you like to cook?
I enjoy cooking simple meals like pasta, soup, and sometimes desserts. I especially like baking cakes.
That's great. So you can say, I like cooking or I enjoy cooking new dishes.
Exactly. And notice we often use like, love, or enjoy when we talk about hobbies.
That's an important point for English learners.
Daniel, do you have any other hobbies besides reading?
Yes, I do. I also like going for walks.
Going for walks is a nice hobby. Where do you usually go?
I usually walk in the park near my house. It's quiet and green and it helps me relax.
That's lovely. Walking is good for your health, too.
Yes, and it's free. You don't need special equipment.
That's true. My sister also likes walking. She says it helps her think.
Many people feel that way. So Mia, when do you usually cook?
I usually cook in the evening. Sometimes I cook on weekends when I have more time.
Do you cook every day?
Not every day. Some days I'm tired, so I cook simple food. But on weekends, I enjoy spending more time in the kitchen.
That makes sense. Hobbies should be fun, not stressful.
Exactly. A hobby is something you do because you enjoy it, not because you have to.
That's a very good definition.
Let's help our viewers with some useful questions. When you talk about hobbies, you can ask, what do you like to do in your free time?
Or, do you have any hobbies?
And you can answer with, I like, I love, or I enjoy.
For example, I enjoy playing football, or I love listening to music.
Speaking of music, do you like music, Daniel?
Yes, I do. Listening to music is another hobby of mine.
What kind of music do you like?
I like calm music, especially in the evening. It helps me relax after a long day.
That's nice. I like music too, but I prefer energetic music when I'm cleaning the house.
That's funny, but very true. Music can change our mood.
Yes, and listening to music is a very common hobby.
Many people say, my hobby is listening to music, or I listen to music in my free time.
So today, we started with simple hobbies like reading, cooking, walking, and listening to music.
These are great examples because they're easy to talk about in English.
And you don't need difficult words to talk about your hobbies.
Simple sentences are perfect, especially when you're learning.
Exactly. The most important thing is to practice speaking.
And talking about hobbies is a great way to practice.
So, Daniel, now I want to ask you something a little more personal. What do you usually do in your free time?
That's a good question. In my free time, I like to do simple things. One of my favorite hobbies is reading. I usually read in the evening after work when I want to relax.
Reading is a very nice hobby. What kind of books do you like to read?
I like to read short novels and sometimes books about personal development. I also enjoy easy English books because they help me improve my vocabulary.
That's a great idea. Reading in English is a very good hobby for learning. When did you start reading as a hobby?
I started a few years ago. At first, I didn't read much because I thought it was boring. But then I found books that matched my interests, and now I really enjoy it.
That's interesting because many people think hobbies must be exciting from the beginning, but sometimes they grow slowly. For me, one of my favorite hobbies is painting.
Painting. That sounds creative. What do you like about painting?
I like painting because it helps me express my feelings. When I paint, I don't think about work or stress. I just focus on colors and shapes.
That sounds very relaxing. Do you paint every day?
Not every day. I usually paint on weekends or when I have extra time. Sometimes I paint for 1 hour, sometimes just for 10 minutes.
That's good to hear. Many people think hobbies need a lot of time, but even a little time is enough.
Exactly. Hobbies are not about being perfect, they're about enjoying the moment. Do you have any other hobbies besides reading?
Yes, I also enjoy cooking. I like trying new recipes at home, especially on weekends.
Cooking is a very useful hobby. What kind of food do you like to cook?
I like simple meals, pasta, rice dishes, and sometimes soups. I also like watching cooking videos before I try a new recipe.
That's a great habit. Watching videos can give you ideas and confidence. How did cooking become your hobby?
At first, I cooked because I had to, but over time, I started enjoying it. Now, cooking feels like a fun activity, not a chore.
That happens with many hobbies. They start as something necessary and become something enjoyable. For example, I also like gardening.
Gardening? Do you have a garden?
I have a small one, and I also grow plants on my balcony. I like taking care of plants and watching them grow.
That's really nice. Gardening sounds peaceful. Does it take a lot of effort?
Not really. I water the plants, give them sunlight, and sometimes change the soil. It's simple, but it makes me happy.
I think hobbies like that are great for mental health. They help you slow down.
I agree. Now let's help our listeners talk about their hobbies in English. A simple way is to say, in my free time, I like, or my hobby is.
Yes, for example, in my free time, I like reading, or my hobby is cooking.
You can also say how often you do your hobby. For example, I read every day, or I cook on weekends.
And you can explain why you like it. For example, I like reading because it helps me relax.
That's very important. Giving a reason makes your sentence more natural. Let's practice together. Daniel, can you make a full sentence about your hobby?
Sure. In my free time, I like cooking because it helps me relax and I enjoy eating my own food.
That's a perfect sentence, very clear and natural. Now I'll try one. My hobby is painting, and I like it because it helps me express my feelings and reduce stress.
That sounds great. Our listeners can use these examples to talk about their own hobbies.
Yes, and remember, hobbies can be simple. Watching movies, listening to music, walking, or even learning English can be hobbies.
That's true. Learning English itself can be a hobby if you enjoy it.
Exactly. The most important thing is that your hobby makes you feel happy and relaxed.
I hope everyone listening starts thinking about their hobbies right now.
So, Daniel, earlier you talked about reading and photography as your hobbies, but I'm curious, how did you first discover them? Did you always enjoy these things, or did they come later in your life?
That's a good question. I think hobbies often change as we grow. When I was a child, I didn't like reading very much. I preferred playing outside with my friends. We played football, rode bicycles, and stayed out until sunset. But when I got older, I started to enjoy quiet time more. One day, a friend gave me a book as a gift, and I decided to try it. I was surprised because I couldn't stop reading. That's how it started.
That's interesting. So it wasn't something you planned, it just happened naturally. I think that's true for many people. My main hobby now is cooking, but I didn't like cooking at all when I was younger. I thought it was boring and too much work.
Really? That's funny because now you always talk about food and recipes. What changed for you?
Well, when I moved to my own apartment, I had to cook for myself. At first, I made very simple food, like pasta or eggs. Sometimes it didn't taste very good, but I kept trying. Then I watched some cooking videos online, and I started enjoying it. Now, cooking helps me relax after a long day.
That's a great example. A hobby doesn't always start as something fun. Sometimes it starts as something necessary. Then slowly it becomes enjoyable. Cooking is also a very useful hobby. You can eat well and save money.
Exactly. And I like sharing food with other people. When my friends come over, I cook for them and we sit together and talk. It makes me feel happy. Do you like hobbies that you can do alone, or do you prefer hobbies with other people?
I think I like both. Reading is something I do alone. It's quiet and it helps me think. Photography can be alone too, but sometimes I go out with friends and take photos together. It's nice to share ideas and show each other pictures.
That makes sense. Some hobbies are perfect for alone time and others are better for social time. For example, I enjoy yoga and I usually do it alone at home. I turn on soft music, stretch my body, and focus on my breathing. But I also enjoy group hobbies like playing board games with friends.
Board games are great. They're fun and they help you connect with people. Plus, you can learn new vocabulary if the game is in English. That's a nice bonus for English learners.
Yes, that's true. Many hobbies can help you practice English without feeling like studying. For example, if you like watching movies, you can watch them in English. If you like music, you can listen to English songs and read the lyrics.
That's a very important point. When learning English, hobbies are not just for fun. They can also help improve your language skills. I know many people who improved their English by playing online games and chatting with other players.
Online games are very popular now. People talk to players from different countries and they use English to communicate. At first, it can feel scary, but over time, it becomes easier.
Yes, and making mistakes is normal. When you talk about your hobbies, the conversation feels more natural. You're not worried about perfect grammar. You just want to share your experience.
That's why talking about hobbies is such a good topic for conversation. You can ask simple questions like, what do you do in your free time? Or, do you have any hobbies? These questions are easy and they help start a conversation.
And you can give simple answers too. You can say, I like reading, or I enjoy cooking, or my hobby is playing football. You don't need long sentences in the beginning.
Exactly. And if you want to say more, you can add details. For example, I like reading, especially mystery novels, or I enjoy cooking Italian food on the weekends.
I like that. Adding small details makes your English sound more natural. It also makes the conversation more interesting. People often ask follow-up questions when they hear something specific.
Yes, like if you say you enjoy photography, someone might ask, what do you like to photograph? Or do you use your phone or a camera? Then the conversation continues naturally.
And before you know it, you are speaking English for several minutes without even thinking about it. That's the power of talking about hobbies.
I completely agree. Hobbies give us something real and personal to talk about. They help us connect with others and feel more confident when speaking English.
So, for everyone listening, think about your hobbies. They don't have to be special or expensive. Even simple things like walking, listening to music, or watching videos can be hobbies.
Yes, and the most important thing is that you enjoy them. When you enjoy something, talking about it becomes easy and learning English feels more natural and fun. So, Daniel, we talked about some common hobbies, but I'm curious, how did you first find your favorite hobby?
That's a good question. I think my favorite hobby started very naturally. I didn't plan it. I just tried something new one day and enjoyed it.
That's often how hobbies begin, right? You try something small and then it slowly becomes part of your life.
Exactly. For example, I started photography because my friend had a camera. One day he let me use it and I took some pictures in the park.
And you liked it?
Yes, I really liked it. I liked looking at the pictures later and remembering the moment. It made me feel calm and creative.
That's a great reason to enjoy a hobby. Photography is a very popular hobby. Many people like it because you can do it anywhere.
That's true. You don't need a special place. You can take photos in your city, at home, or when you travel.
When people talk about hobbies, they often ask, "How did you start?" That's a very common question.
Yes, and another common question is, how often do you do it?
Right. For example, I can say, "I practice my hobby every weekend," or "I do it once or twice a week."
Let me ask you, Mia, how often you spend time on your hobbies?
I try to spend time on my hobbies a few times a week. Sometimes I'm busy, but I think hobbies are important for mental health.
I agree. Hobbies help us relax and forget about stress from work or studies.
That's why many people say, "In my free time, I like to."
Yes, that phrase is very useful. In my free time, I like to take photos and edit them on my computer.
And I can say, "In my free time, I like to read novels and listen to music."
See? Simple sentences, but very natural English.
Another good question people ask is, do you do your hobby alone or with other people?
Oh, that's interesting. Some hobbies are social and some are more personal.
Exactly. For example, I like reading, so I usually do it alone.
But I sometimes do photography with friends. We go outside together and take pictures.
That sounds fun. Doing a hobby with friends can make it more enjoyable.
Yes, and it also helps you practice speaking English if your friends speak English.
That's a great point. Hobbies can help with language learning too.
For example, if someone likes cooking, they can watch cooking videos in English.
Or if someone likes gaming, they can play games with English speakers online.
That way, learning English doesn't feel like studying. It feels natural.
Let's talk about another useful phrase. I got into this hobby because.
Oh yes, that's a very natural phrase.
For example, I got into painting because I wanted to relax after work.
Or I got into jogging because I wanted to be healthier.
These sentences help you explain your motivation.
Motivation is a good word. It means the reason why you do something.
Exactly. Some people do hobbies for fun, some for health, and some to learn new skills.
Speaking of skills, hobbies are a great way to develop new skills.
Yes, for example, playing an instrument improves coordination and listening skills.
And photography improves your eye for detail.
When people talk about hobbies, they also use the phrase, "I'm really into."
Yes, I'm really into means you like something a lot.
I'm really into yoga these days. It helps me relax.
And I'm really into street photography. I love capturing daily life.
That sounds very artistic.
Thank you. Another simple question is, how long have you been doing it?
That's a very common conversation question.
For example, how long have you been playing the guitar?
And the answer could be, "I've been playing for 3 years."
Or I started about 6 months ago.
These answers help people know your experience level.
And it's okay to be a beginner. Everyone starts somewhere.
Absolutely. You don't need to be perfect to enjoy a hobby.
The most important thing is that it makes you happy.
I agree. Hobbies are about enjoyment, not pressure.
That's a great message for English learners too.
Yes, when you talk about hobbies in English, don't worry about mistakes.
Just speak naturally and enjoy the conversation.
So Daniel, after talking about your hobbies and how you started them, I'm curious about something else. How do your hobbies make you feel? I think feelings are a big reason people continue a hobby.
That's a really good point, Mia. For me, my hobbies help me relax. After a long day of work, when my mind feels tired, doing something I enjoy makes me feel calm and happy.
I feel the same way. When I spend time on my hobbies, I forget about stress. It's like my brain takes a short vacation. For example, when I'm painting, I don't think about emails or deadlines at all.
Exactly. Hobbies are like a break for the mind. Some people think hobbies are a waste of time, but I completely disagree. I think they're very important for mental health.
I agree with you. Also, hobbies help us learn new skills without pressure. When you learn something for fun, you don't feel scared of making mistakes.
That's true. When I play the guitar, I sometimes play the wrong note, but I just laugh and try again. There's no teacher giving me grades.
That makes learning feel more natural. Another thing I love about hobbies is that they help us express ourselves. Everyone has different interests, and hobbies show our personality.
Yes, someone who loves photography sees the world differently. They notice light, colors, and small details. Someone who loves sports might focus more on movement and energy.
That's a great observation. Hobbies can also help us connect with other people. When you meet someone with the same hobby, it's easy to start a conversation.
Very easy. You already have something in common. You can ask simple questions like, how long have you been doing this? Or why do you like it?
And that's perfect English practice. You don't need difficult grammar. Simple questions and answers are enough.
Speaking of English practice, hobbies are actually a great way to improve your English without studying from a book.
That's so true. For example, if someone loves cooking, they can watch cooking videos in English or read simple recipes.
Or if someone loves gaming, they can play games in English and listen to other players talking.
Even hobbies like walking or traveling can help. You can describe what you see in English in your mind. I see a park. The trees are green. The weather is nice.
That's a very powerful habit. You are connecting English with your real life, not just with exercises.
Another great thing is that hobbies can change over time, and that's okay. You don't need to keep the same hobby forever.
Yes, when I was younger, I loved video games. Now I still like them, but I don't play as much. My interests changed, and that's normal.
I think some people feel bad when they stop a hobby, but there's no reason to feel bad. Life changes, and we change too.
Exactly. Sometimes we don't stop a hobby forever, we just take a break. Maybe one day we come back to it.
Another question people often ask is, how much time should I spend on my hobbies? What do you think, Daniel?
I think there's no perfect answer. Even 10 or 15 minutes is good. The most important thing is consistency.
I agree. Doing a hobby a little bit every week is better than doing it for 5 hours one day and then stopping.
Hobbies should fit into your life, not make your life stressful.
That's a very important point. A hobby should make you feel better, not guilty or tired.
Also, hobbies don't have to be expensive. Many people think hobbies need a lot of money, but that's not true.
Yes, reading, walking, journaling, drawing with a pencil, listening to music, these are simple and affordable hobbies.
Even talking in English like this can be a hobby.
I love that idea. Practicing English as a hobby sounds perfect for our viewers.
You can talk to yourself, talk to friends, or even talk to us by repeating sentences from our videos.
That's a great tip. Now, before we finish, let's quickly review some useful phrases people can use to talk about hobbies.
Okay, one simple phrase is, in my free time, I like to. For example, in my free time, I like to read books.
Another useful one is, I'm interested in. For example, I'm interested in photography.
You can also say, I started this hobby because, I started this hobby because it helps me relax.
And if you don't do a hobby often, you can say, I don't do it very often, but I enjoy it.
These sentences are simple, natural, and very common in real conversations.
Now it's time for our question of the day. Are you ready, Daniel?
I'm ready.
Our question for everyone watching is, what hobby helps you relax the most, and why?
You can write 1 or 2 simple sentences in the comments. For example, listening to music helps me relax because it makes me feel calm.
Or walking in the park helps me relax because I enjoy nature.
Don't worry about making mistakes. Writing comments is great practice.
And we really enjoy reading your answers. It helps us understand you better.
Before we say goodbye, we want to thank you for spending your time with us today.
Learning English takes time, and the fact that you are here means you are doing something great for yourself.
Remember, hobbies are not just for fun. They help you grow, relax, and enjoy life.
Keep practicing English, keep talking, and don't forget to subscribe our channel and like this video.
We'll see you next time with another natural English conversation.
Bye for now, everyone.
Goodbye and take care.